Hi, I'm Jen Ferrara, and oh, this is great height, awesome. I was worried about those other guys. I'm Jen Ferrara, and I am a writer and an artist, and I'm the co-founder of Wide Angle Youth Media, which is, yeah, thank you. It's a nonprofit here in Baltimore, if you haven't heard of us, and we teach young people how to use media to tell their own stories and get involved in their communities. And what I'm going to talk about today is pretty much diametrically opposed to that. So let's go ahead. Media Free Week is a week-long media fast, Monday through Sunday, happens the first full week of every month. And this is something that was started by my husband and I back in February 2003. And I'm going to tell you guys why we did it, how I survive it, and if you're interested, how you could do it too. So we had a habit, we had a routine where we would work all day, go home, have dinner, and then split up to our respective media caves, where I would be knitting and watching television, and he would be on the internet or playing video games, and we really weren't seeing a lot of each other. And so we actually got away for a weekend and had this conversation where we realized, you know, we're married, we like each other, maybe we should be spending more time together. So we challenged ourselves to have a media-free week. And the first thing we did was we had to come up with a list of like all the media that we wanted to weed out. So we were going to say no TV, radio, no internet, no magazines or print media, and no video games for an entire week. And we had three main ideas we were sort of thinking about regarding this. First of all, the most important thing was that we really wanted to be able to connect with each other and just have our lives back, you know, sort of be in 3D, in the real world, in real time, analog, and connecting. And then the other things were what was getting in the way, which was first of all what we called time sucks, which are these kinds of things that you would just lose track of hours, right? You could lose track of days. You could miss a zombie uprising happening outside your window, right? So we wanted to get rid of the time sucks. And then the other thing was much more subtle and actually almost worse, which is I call redirectors. For example, I was on the internet trying to find out the weather for my niece's lacrosse game, and in 9 clicks literally got to the end of the world. Total bummer, right? So we're trying to get rid of that for a bit and gearing ourselves up for this. Our very first Media Free Week was right about the time that we invaded Iraq. Great testing ground. Everyone we knew was clicking and clicking and clicking and changing the channel and trying to find out what was happening every minute, all the time. Everyone was talking about it, and we weren't. And now, we did know about it, right? I mean, we had friends. We weren't, you know, in a complete isolation. So, of course, we knew what was going on, but it was really great because it helped us realize how little control and power we actually had over the circumstances, and we could kind of keep getting on with our own life, which made us feel a little bit smug until we realized that we still needed distraction. And so we were doing things like going to the bar 3 nights a week, or being in the middle of a superstore like a Target at 9 p.m. with no good reason for it. So we had to sort of rein in our own behavior. And once we were able to do that, we actually got all kinds of great things, like to be able to recharge just from the whole month, you know, just take a break and chill out, or get some of those to-do things off our list that we hadn't gotten around to doing. And even after we did some of that, we realized we had all this time. And then we did things like get in touch with friends who were long distance we hadn't seen in a while, or learn how to do something new, something we had always said we wanted to do but hadn't had time to do because our lives were so busy and important and filled with stuff. And it really helped us see that the world had changed. You know, back in the day when I was a young person, I had TV and records and cassettes, and that was about it. And I could stop any one of those things and be media free. But now the world has really changed, and we've really changed with it. And it's not just one type of media, right? You're not just consuming it, you're also producing it. You're blogging, and you're uploading files, and you're downloading files, and you're talking on the phone, and you're texting. It's all happening at once. So the only way to actually take a break is to take a break, to make a really decisive action, to step away from everything, and we do it for a whole week. So if you're up for that, I'm going to say go for it. And if you're up for something else, we can talk about it too. But the first thing is, if you want to take a break, think about those things that you might get stuck on, figure out what media you get hung up on, and then figure out how long you can take a break. You could be a day hiker and just take off a day, or you could go for the long haul and think about, you know, taking a week or more. I know someone who takes 1 night a week all the time, and it's great. So then, this is where it gets real. You have to tell someone else you're doing this. It's really important for accountability, and it makes you feel like you got to kind of live up to your own goals. I am always picking up a magazine and then getting like, isn't it Media Free Week? Oh, right, you know, you really need that kind of help. The next thing is, and maybe the first thing is, to make that list of stuff you always wanted to do. What's the stuff you don't have time to do that you always wanted to get around to? You're always going, oh, I wish I could have done that. You're going to see that you're actually checking stuff off your list. You're actually living your life and like moving forward on things that matter to you. And okay, we have a Media Free Week fan page, which yes, is weird and media and totally not right. But if you want to connect with people and talk about this stuff, you can do it. So go ahead. And tell us it's wrong. Other people already have. But the thing is, it's really about you, and getting your life back. It's about getting your community back. It's about going after the stuff that really matters for a while and getting some perspective. And just remember that at the end of your life, you're probably not going to look back on it and go, I wish I'd consumed more media. Thanks.